Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I will be guiding you through a yoga sequence that will hopefully bring some calm but also energize you for the day ahead. All you need is some clear space, a mat and any props which will bring some comfort to your practice. So if you don't have any props such as blocks, then feel free to use bigger books, cushions and blankets. So when you're ready, just sit in a comfortable position and we'll get started. So start by crossing the legs so you can keep them extended. Just be mindful that there should be no pressure in the joints throughout the practice. Be very mindful of that so you can readjust or modify as needed. Once you're there, allow the hands to fall comfortably wherever they like and take a moment to lengthen the spine, draw the shoulders back and down. You can repeat a couple of times until you find a place of stability and ease, and then you can close the eyes completely. We'll start by connecting with the breath. So take a full inhale through the nostrils. Expand the lungs, the rib cage, the belly, and as you exhale, release through the mouth completely. Inhale again through the nostrils. Exhale through the mouth. And once more, inhale. Good. And then close the mouth and allow the air to pass in and out through the nostrils. And as you breathe in, see if you can allow the ribcage to open, find some flexibility there. And as you exhale, just notice how everything starts to close. Even the muscles in the belly may begin to contract to release the breath fully. Inhale to expand and lift, and exhale to release and let go. Now very subtle movements with the breath in relation to the body. Just pay attention to how everything begins to feel without judgment. And whatever thoughts start to circle your mind, just continue to draw the awareness back to the breath. Breathing in and out. See with every breath if you can lengthen some more. Good, and with the next in-breath, we'll open the eyes and release the hands down. Take a deep inhale, reach the right arm overhead and exhale to the side. Inhale back through center. As you push off, extend the other arm, open through the side body and then release back to the other side. So keep going, linking breath to movement. Keeping the chest lifted and pausing if you find the need to. So it's important to find what feels good in your practice daily because every day is different. Especially now that we're all practicing online, it's hard to know whether what we're doing is correct, if the posture is aligned as it should. And my best advice would be to pay more attention to how the posture feels rather than what it looks like. As I mentioned, as long as there's no pressure in the joints, you're going step by step, trying things out. Take one more stretch, then come back to the center, and then you'll find what feels good for you today. Now bring the hands in front, come into a tabletop position. We'll align the knees below the hips and the wrists underneath the shoulders. Start by spreading the fingers as wide as you can and then pressing the ground away. Avoid sinking in the shoulders, keep everything lifted and then lengthen from tail to top of head and then drop belly and lift the chest forwards. Then press the ground and start to round the spine. Let go of the head. Take a deep breath in, back through center. We'll lengthen first and then exhale the other way. Take 3 more in your own time. Lengthen the breath alongside the movement of the body. And once you've completed, we'll come back to a neutral spine in a comfortable tabletop position. From here, join the big toes. Knees can come as wide as the mat and then push back into child's pose. Arms extend, the forehead can rest all the way down. The next inhalation, lift the gaze and come back to table. From here, tuck the toes and start to send the hips back and then lift up into down dog. We'll stretch the legs as we walk them and then release the head. Again, side to side. And then drop the knees back down again, table, connect the big toes, send the hips back, child's pose. We'll link the breath to the movement. On the next inhalation, come back to tabletop, tuck the toes, push back to down dog. So you exhale here, and then inhale, look forwards, drop the knees gently, release the toes, exhale to child's pose. Inhale as you lift, exhale as you push back the hips. Inhale, look forwards, drop the knees gently, exhale, child's pose. Keep going in your own time, follow the breath. Inhale to lift, exhale to down dog. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Take one more in your own time. And then release to child's pose and take a moment to rest. The next inhalation, lift back into table, tuck the toes, push back to downward dog. Now we'll bring the gaze to the front and start to walk the feet towards the hands. We'll separate them, hip distance may be wider, and then bend the knees deeply, release the head, the arms, and you can sway side to side. Again, see what feels good in your body today. And from here, lengthen the spine halfway. So you can either come onto the fingertips, bring the hands onto the shins or the thighs. Take a moment here, bring the feet hip distance and then exhale back down. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, back down. So keep going. Inhale, as you lengthen, you stretch the legs a little more, and as you exhale, you can bend them deeply, let go of the head. Inhale, halfway, and exhale, back down. One more, inhale. Exhale, this time step the left foot back into a low lunge. You can place a blanket underneath the knee, and if this is a deep stretch, you can bring the props on either side of the foot. Otherwise, you can sink a little lower if you like. Go deeper into the hip stretch. See how that feels. Then you can rest the hands onto the front thigh. Make sure you're not putting all the weight down, but you're squeezing in through the inner thighs, the pelvic floor. And if you like, you can extend the arms up towards the ceiling. So this will further challenge your balance. If you take the gaze up, see how that feels. Keep the front foot engaged, the big toe pushing down. And on the next exhalation, hands to the mat. We'll send the hips back this time. Just explore this movement. If you'd like to go further, point the toes up towards the ceiling. Keep the breath going. And then inhale back to a low lunge. Good. Tuck the back toes and press into downward dog. The next exhalation, bend the knees, look ahead and step the left foot into a low lunge. So we're just repeating like we did on the other side. Moving step by step, seeing how this side of the body may feel today. Take the option that suits you best. Remember, you can use your props here on either side of the foot, or you can reach the arms overhead, maybe gaze up. One more breath. And then bring hands to the mat. Shift the hips back. Again, folding over or bringing the toes up towards the ceiling. Keeping the hips slightly aligned. And then take a deep breath in, back to the center. Tuck the right toes, push into down dog. Then we'll bring both knees to the ground and sit back. So if there's any discomfort, you can play around by placing a blanket or one of the blocks just behind. Be mindful of the knees. If this is unavailable for you today, you can just sit up like so. Now take a belt, or if you have a long towel or any piece of clothing you may use, and then stretch the arms out wide. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms and the belt up, and then as you bring it back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale up and exhale to the front. Now, depending on how that felt, whether you want to increase the stretch, maybe you can bring the hands closer in and try again. Breathing in, lift, and exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades, open the chest, and inhale back up. Exhale to the front. Keep going. Deep breath. Keep the spine nice and long. Just avoid arching too deeply in the lower back. Keep everything lifted. Take one more inhale. Exhale. Good, then we'll breathe in and exhale to the front. Now make the belt a little longer again. This time we'll lift up and take the arm to one side. So one arm is stretching and the side body is opening as the other arm drops down. Keep the body centered, inhale, and then exhale to the other side. Keep going, inhale up, and exhale to the sides. One more on either side. Good, back to center, and you can bring the belt to the sides. Now open the arms out and then give yourself a big hug. So you're crossing the arms and then the fingertips are opening the back of the shoulders apart. You're bringing the chin in towards the chest and releasing down. Now inhale, open the arms back out again, and as you exhale, cross the other way. Draw in and then inhale, open out once more. Continue in your own time, expanding the body, and then with the exhale, crossing in, hugging. Even if you're not able to give another a hug at the moment, know that you can always give yourself a big hug. Inhale once more, open out, and exhale, release. Good, drop the shoulders back and down. Sway the legs in front and shake them out. Moving into a forward fold, again, placing something underneath the hips, tilting the pelvis a little, point the toes up. Once again, you can use the belt to place over the feet. And then as you lift the chest, find the movement of the pelvis as it tilts forwards rather than rounding the spine. Keep the shoulders back, the elbows to the side, the arms working. You may like to bend the knees a little and try another variation of holding the ankles of the feet. This may help to support the lower back. So see what works for you today. On the next inhalation, rise up. Remove any props from underneath and then bend the knees, separate the feet hip distance apart. Stretch the arms and engage the belly muscles. Just hold here for a moment. See what that feels. Just in this position, feel the sit bones pressing onto the ground and then start to lift the toes. If you find that the support isn't there, just take hold of the feet and then squeeze the inner thighs, the knees together, and try again. Just hover the toes off the ground, keep lifting the chest up. You can touch down, lift up again. But if you'd like to go further, you can bring the shins parallel to the ground, spread the toes, keep squeezing everything in, And then maybe the arms can spread out. Deep breaths. Maybe you feel your muscles beginning to shake, muscles awakening. One more breath. Cross the shins and relax. Separate the feet once again. This time find this engagement of the core just like you did previously, and see if you can lower the whole body all the way down with control. Good. Now bring the heels closely in towards the sit bones and press the palms down. Push the feet into the mats and lift the hips up. So finding the engagement of the muscles working, the legs, and then clasping the hands underneath. You can shovel the upper arms and press the ground away. So the more you push down into the ground, maybe you notice how the hips almost immediately press up higher towards the ceiling. Squeeze, push, and then allow freedom through the front body. Deep breaths. And with the next exhalation, release the arms and lower with control. Drop knees side to side like windscreen wipers. And then hug both knees in towards the chest. Once again, give yourself a big hug. Open the arms, release the knees to one side. As you inhale, come back to the center, lift the legs and release them to the other side. And breathing in, back through center, we'll drop the knees down, the feet down. And then we'll place the hands onto the abdomen. So just see which position works for you. Maybe keep the legs as they are. You can come into a hip opening by connecting the soles of the feet and releasing the knees out to the side, or you can extend the legs out. So focus on the breath. Inhale through the nostrils. Feel the breath expanding the chest, the belly. And then exhale, release, belly, chest, and back out through the nostrils. Inhale deeply. Feel everything expand, and on the exhale, everything lets go. Let's go. Everything you can just let go. Inhale. Expand the belly and exhale, release the breath. Inhale and exhale. 3 more breaths in your own time. From here, moving on to Shavasana, the last posture of our practice. We'll drop the arms by the side of the body and turn the palms up towards the ceiling. Extend the legs wide. Take a full breath in through the nostrils and release out through the mouth. Twice more. Allowing the body to remain still and the mind present. Start to scan the body from the feet all the way up to the top of the head. Just gradually starting to let go of the controlled breathing. Allowing the breath to remain free. You can stay here longer, or if you'd like to complete the practice with me, then start by wiggling the toes, the fingers, stretching the arms over the head, and then bending the knees into the chest, rocking side to side. Drop the knees to the right, take a moment to rest. And with the eyes still closed, push the ground away and come into a comfortable seated position. Palms together in front of the heart. Bow the head down and say thank you for the practice today. Thank you for practicing with me today. And I hope you have a wonderful day. As always, if you enjoyed this video, if you'd like to see more like this, then please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, you can subscribe to my channel.